Hey YouTube, Jason here again with Day Trading Fearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and also make sure you check out my website, daytradingfearless.com, for our weekly trade zones. Only $50 for a lifetime subscription, and then also my Patreon page to follow along with my stock and option dividend portfolio. So make sure you check them out. But as always, let's jump right into it. So this is a weekly watch list for January 11th, 2021. Well, 2020 is in the rear view mirror. We're looking ahead and still crazy chaos in the markets, right? Market just keeps going higher and higher and higher. Okay. We did have a wedge. We're looking at the S&P E-mini futures. We're in a nice channel, had a nice little wedge. We potentially were trying to break down and kind of dip below a couple times, but then reversed and the new year came and just we've been going straight up like a rocket ship. Now, these are levels that I've drawn in the past videos of fib extension. So from this entire leg of the move, from here down to here, these are the levels we're watching. And look at where we stopped. We stopped almost right at this 1618% fib retracement. Here, who knows, maybe we pull back a little bit, come back to this trend line, and then maybe work our way up to the 4,000 level on the S&P futures. If you guys watched my video a couple weeks ago for what to expect in 2020, that is my ultimate target is 4,000. I think we're going to hit that, and then we'll see what happens from there. But couple of things that happened yesterday where I'm still bullish on this market is Joe Biden came out and pretty much said he's planning on spending trillions of dollars over the next couple of years. He was talking about making forbearance and rent forgiveness kind of into the future forever. Who knows? Low rates, okay? And all this money being pumped into stimulus, you gotta be bullish on the market. I think people are looking to buy every little dip. So every time there's a sell-off, anything like that, it'll go. Now, I think the market may have its pullback once Biden gets elected on January 20th. Right there for the first couple weeks, maybe we'll see a little rockiness in the overall markets. Remember, markets go up, markets go down. But that's what I'm looking at, bigger picture. Really no excess up here yet, so we're still watching for that. Let's take a look at SPY. Essentially the same thing, okay, but on SPY, the 400 level, the 384 level for the 1618. Again, looking for some excess up here. We don't have that. Maybe this week or next week we may get that. Now, let's move on to crude oil. I've been telling you guys I was bullish. I actually have a price target of at least $60 on crude oil. It's this market structure here, right? Support, kind of failed, tried to fail, go up, and then big fail. So the very first retest of all this up around this 60 should be resistant. But from this leg of from here to here, okay, inverse head and shoulders, you could call it shoulder, head, shoulder right here, breakout. Ultimate target is the 5483, which is also exactly right at the scene of the crime of the big sell-off, then the big gap from last year. So of oil. So a couple things to just kind of watch and think about as we're going up. Also market profile, low volume nodes. So oil, I'm still bullish on oil. Let's take a look at gold, GLD. Gold kind of got whacked this week. So it's kind of broke out of the channel right here, this bull flag, and we're right back into it. Why? I want to know something. It's a failure double top, we could call this. I actually think as the market keeps going higher and things are somewhat okay and we're not closing down everything all over again, I think gold may pull back. I mean, ultimately, we might come all the way back down to this lower range of the 160, because whenever you look above and fail, okay, and come back into a trend line, usually it'll be a quick move to the bottom of that trend line. So just something to keep an eye on if you're a gold bug. Silver is actually holding, came to the backside of the trend line. As for gold, if you look at gold, we actually broke into the trend line of the bull flag. So silver, maybe if gold pulls down farther, silver will be pulled down with it. So kind of bearish on both of them, but not until we break below these lows. So just something to think about. Let's look at Bitcoin BTC. Okay, Bitcoin going parabolic. There's nothing else to it. It's crazy. If you loved it at 10,000, you gotta love it at 4,000 or 40,000, right? Like I said, if you guys remember over the summer when gold hit 2,000, I sold my gold and I took those profits and threw them in Bitcoin at around 10,000 to 11,000. I think my cost average is like 10,300 or something. So I'm up what, 4 times on that. Not a bad trade. But with that being said, my Bitcoin, I'm holding it forever. I'm not a Bitcoin bug, but it's just that hedge of my portfolio that I just want to have. But I think could we have a pullback all the way down to 24, 25? Very easily. That's what Bitcoin does. So maybe look to be a buyer down at those levels. To look at a couple stocks. And Apple, look above and fail. Okay, double top, fail. Now, I think if Apple makes a new high, gets above 140, it's off to the races to maybe 160, 170. Now, if a few videos ago, a couple weeks ago, I said I love Apple. Even though it's dead money, I say I love Apple into earnings because they're going to have a full cycle of all the iPhones for this quarter. Also with Christmas and the stay-at-home trade and all that stuff, I'm bullish on Apple. That's all I'm going to say. I think Apple's doing everything right. So keep an eye on Apple. Tesla. I think Tesla and Bitcoin are following each other. I say jokingly, but look at this parabolic move in Tesla. I will not be surprised if all of a sudden Tesla is down 100 or 200 bucks within a day or an overnight. I'm looking for a potential intraday reversal or a gap higher and then a reversal. But this is getting ridiculous with Tesla. I love the stock, but at some point it's just kind of like ridiculous of the move it's having. And then finally, the title of this is Twitter. We're going to look at as they've banned Trump from their network or their platform. They literally told them, see ya, go tweet somewhere else. We don't want your tweets. Now, with that being said, is that good or bad for the stock? I really don't know. We will find out Monday. We're either getting gap up or gap down. Trump is a big deal on Twitter. And for them to ban him to where he can't tweet and say what he wants on Twitter, I don't know. I wonder if this becomes more of a free speech thing versus private companies censoring people. I'm not trying to be political, take sides. I don't care either way. But with that being said, this might be something bad for Twitter short term, because Twitter really pumped up Trump pumped up Twitter really good over the last 4 years. But now, when they start picking and choosing who they are allowed to censor, that becomes an issue. It's kind of like, well, why aren't you censoring the Ayatollah of Iran or China for things they do or say, right? Well, you pick and choose who you want as a private company, but at some point, where does that become messy? And that's what I'd be looking for. If Twitter it opens lower, that might be a negative for the stock. Maybe it might open lower, bounce, and then you could short into that bounce potentially. None of this is trade advice. I'm not a financial advisor, anything like that, just some dude on YouTube. But those are kind of things that I'd be looking at on Twitter. So I hope that helps. Be safe out there, and I hope you guys have a great trading week. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.